I miss when gaming
Yeah.
was good.
So now we is
Yo,
live
facts.
on the YouTube tubes. Know what I'm
They
saying?
used to be. Remember when they used to be $29.99?
Man,
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You can get 2 games.
for the price of one now, it's crazy.
You just hit me all in the childhood right now with that one. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yo, I'm telling you, dog.
Now, you talking about your childhood. You having to look at the back of the game box, look at the pictures, decide if you wanted the game or not.
Yo,
You
You know how the
facts,
pictures look.
nigga.
Big goated.
Hey, man, these pictures look high. I'm going to get this.
I
Game
remember
be
the
trash.
last game that I ever bought doing that was Blitz the League. That was the last game I ever got.
I gotta
That was
download
still
on my emulator.
$29.99, and that game was beyond fire.
I gotta get that on my emulator.
Oh, most definitely.
Did y'all know Blitz the League is actually a thing though?
What
Like
you
that's
mean?
an actual
Like an actual
thing.
league.
Yes, the Blitz League is an actual thing. It was when I looked it up. That was an actual thing.
Get the fuck?
Dead ass, my dude. Because I remember as a kid, I printed out the ticket, a picture of a ticket to one of the games, bro.
You was trying to get in?
I was definitely trying to get in, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I wanted to see if they was really hitting niggas with the steroids on the sideline, B.
All in the neck.
All in the schmeat.
In the street?
His testicles bust. You ain't never seen a dude testicles bust on
Right.
on
I've
Blitz.
seen it, but in the
juice.
Word to Chase.
Chase really did say that and just didn't realize he said it.
Big juice.
I mean, Angelica. Not Angelica. Lila Phil was really out here with the booty.
They definitely did. But
He said, "We
welcome
want the
everybody
booty juice."
to a episode of the Run Those Games podcast. Now, this podcast is about to be done a little bit differently in comparison to our normal podcast fashion of gaming news. We're gonna go ahead and just give y'all something quick, easy little tidbit. Call of Duty dropped a what is it? Their season 2 or whatever the fuck. So, as a matter of fact, just to at least somewhat stay true to what we do, which is talk about games and shit like that any old way. Let me go ahead and pull up that damn trailer, because then you're about to watch some NFL Street 3 gameplay, because we're about to basically do an entirely new game, which is kind of essentially like a debate game.
Hey, chat. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Go right.
We might not be playing COD no more once I get this PC.
Essentially, what is happening, we're going to take a side on different games or whatever. So we're going to have... Ooh, excuse me. We're going to essentially have, NFL Street versus NBA Street. Then we're going to have Midnight Club versus Need for Speed. So you kind of get the premise. The entire point of this is just to try to convince the other side why they should be fucking with us over here, with whatever game side that we take on. And it's gonna transgress, like, who's your favorite game, like what gaming company would you do prefer, this, that, and the third. A bunch of little things, to even something as petty as, for like, since me and Rambo play this game and love it, who's the best Kingdom Hearts character, or like who's your favorite Kingdom Hearts character, you feel me? So it's shit like that. So feel free to tweet at us, DM us, whatever. All of our links are in the description box below if you are actually watching the live version. If you're listening to it, I'll try to remind everybody to say their Twitter handles at the end of the podcast. That way you can, tweet, DM, or whatever.
Don't DM me, I'm gonna block you.
If you tweet, use hashtag RTG Game Wars, or just use hashtag Game Wars.
Yeah, basically. So that essentially that's the entire premise of shit that we're about to debate about, and it's all about just cracking jokes, having fun, and shit like that, and hopefully convincing some people who have not played these games, who shall remain nameless, to actually download said games so they can try them out and understand where we're coming from.
Tell class, say it with your chest.
Asian don't play these games, man.
But let's go ahead and get on into it. So y'all gotta excuse me, I'm eating my dinner right now because I'm on a bulk. Leave me alone.
Pizza.
So first game on the damn day is going to be NFL Street or NBA Street. I'm gonna let everybody go ahead and digress on what side they're taking. I'm on the NFL Street side, personally.
I'm going NBA Street, man.
You say NBA?
Yeah.
Okay. Biggie?
K-Dog. I'll take whichever side, K-Dog, because I like both games. So K-Dog, which one?
I want to say NFL Street. That's the one I played. I played more of.
All right, so I'm NBA then.
All right.
Hello, Rambo.
He said, "Hello, Rambo."
Let me be clear, because I know this is somebody gonna come in here and be like, "You don't like NBA or you don't like NFL?" No, dumbass. That's just the game we prefer. Both of them games is fire.
Hey, Rambo, the inevitable. So, because you like this game, that means you don't like this over here.
You're stupid. Yeah, exactly. Like, no, that's not how this works. Little man, get your ass in the cage.
Now, excuse me, folks, while I turn all this shit down right now, because this is.
By the way, the clip is now in the experience. So, yeah.
All right.
Take 2 to 2 when y'all get the opportunity, man.
All right.
I want y'all to feast on the greatness.
So, Biggie, what's your opening statement as to why you prefer NBA Street over NFL Street?
I've played pretty much all of them and enjoyed every single one of them. Simple. I've only enjoyed the. I forget which one my brother bought. I think it was the first. Yeah, I think just NFL Street. I think that's the only one he bought. That's the only one I enjoyed. But all the NBA Streets pretty much until, you know, it was no longer on what we'd consider a retro console.
God damn, that sounds old as shit. Though.
Yeah. But pretty much until that point, I've enjoyed every single one of them.
I feel that. Hey, dog.
What's the margin again? NFL Street? Why? Are we playing why?
Yeah, you gotta have your opening statement, bro.
Hey man, I told you that's what I spent most time on. Like even coming back to the PS2, I played that before I played NBA Street. I don't know why, but I don't have a legitimate reason. It was just I just kept playing it over and over. I still play it now.
You said, and I just.
Yeah, 2 and 3.
That's not the neighborhood, but you can think whatever you want.
That's essentially what he hit us with, low-key.
But we understand,
man.
Hey, yo, facts. Rambo, what you got?
Listen, man. Hold on, let me pause the Kakarot real quick. You know what I'm saying? NBA Street, man, is this that game did a lot more innovation as far as the characters added and stuff like that throughout the series than NFL Street. They never really went out of the box of the football player. I mean, they had what? Exhibit,
done, and it's over.
They had any other rappers in there other than Exhibit?
Yeah, the second one. It was just Exhibit.
Yeah, so like they added one new character. Like NBA Street added 3 characters, and they added Stretch, which they had to. They added Nintendo characters to the game, which was baffling at the time that EA would put their character, Nintendo would put their characters in another game that ain't really Nintendo.
Well, it was only on the Nintendo version of the game, so.
No, you could get it on the They had some that came out on the other platforms, but they stopped. I don't know why. Because I actually played it on PS2 first before I got it on the GameCube. Then I could never find it again on the PS2. Don't know why. But yeah, I'm an NBA junkie anyway, so I'm going with NBA Street Plus. That game was cheese as fuck. Beyond cheese. That game was like Biggie and Kato both said. It's the game I spent most of my time on. If I went on my PlayStation, I was definitely on the NBA Street. The game was beyond fire. It was killing niggas at Rucker Park. You know what I'm saying?
The Rucker.
Dropping 50 on your bean at the Rucker.
Damn, hate to see it. All right, my opening statement is
what?
NFL
That's right, baby.
Street,
Y'all still can't.
Literally, I was probably like the biggest crackhead when it came to this game. As a franchise as a whole, by the way, folks, because that's what we're basically arguing. Is like the franchise. NFL Street Volume 1, played that shit for hours on end, playing against professional NFL teams when you're able to actually make an entire team. Oh my fucking lord, he actually picked that shit off. He about to take the house.
I said just get some footage.
Yeah.
So you can focus more on the.
Yeah, no, I'm
on the
saying
debate.
fuck that
Get
game.
the footages.
I got beasted. But essentially, NFL Street Volume 1 was amazing because you were able to create your entire team, and like pick their positions and shit like that. And what made that shit even more dope was the fact that if you had multiple controllers, so if you had like little extendo controller shit where you could have like, I guess, what was it, 6
Hey,
controllers?
if you had the multi tap back on PS2, you was rich in my eyes. I'm sorry.
Like,
I never saw it in person.
I actually still have mine.
Oh, you was big ball.
You was able to actually play like with all 6 like at once, which was dope as shit.
Yo, yeah, that's all.
And then number 2 was dope because that's when it introduced the wall running mechanic, which was utterly fucking cheese. If you know how to do it correctly, if you knew how to like actually, you know, time it, you were goated. The number 3 was dope because it was like it had different variety as far as like game modes go. If I had to pick the best one out of the series, it'd be number 2 because like of the different mini games that was in that series. Like Crush the Carrier, which was known as a different name in my hood, but we ain't gonna talk about it. As well as they had we called it 500 out here, but basically like, you throw like the different footballs or whatever, you get points for have like whichever ones you catch, shit like that. The game was just dope, and basically like this entire sentiment of everybody else in here, it was a game I spent most of my time on. And I made money off of it, you know, at barbecues and shit like that. Motherfuckers wasn't seeing me, but that's besides the point. Yeah.
Yeah, you different.
All right.
Hey man, I was not playing when it comes to NFL Street, dog. I legit dedicated my time to this game. Fun fact: the difference in turbo or whatever is actually prevalent in the game. So naturally, you get red turbo like as player 1 or whatever, right? That turbo is actually slower than the white turbo that the CPU gets. So when you're playing like, you know, against somebody like 2 players or shit like that, you want to be the second player because you get the better turbo. Not even bullshitting you.
Oof.
So like whenever I play people, I would intentionally pick player 2, and they never picked up on it. Yeah. Loud as shit. Hold up, son. God damn.
What's loud?
It was a gameplay in the background. Now, Biggie, you know what I'm saying? Let me pose to you this question, right?
All right.
No, man. When it comes to the NBA Street, dig, what about that game was just so captivating to you?
So
I know why I fuck with it. I want to know why you fuck with it so heavy.
one, I was the youngest, and having an older brother, you want to do everything he wants to do.
Yeah.
He liked basketball. I loved basketball. He liked NBA Street. I wanted to try to see if I liked it. Loved it. And just that, like I said, this is a game that I love to play. And whenever it came to anything that, like I said, I wanted to do anything my brother did, I tried things that he wanted, like he did, and didn't like it. Like he played baseball. I fucking hate baseball. He played soccer. I tried soccer. I realized I'm over here running for 1 goal a game.
Yeah.
And it might not even be my goal. But hey, we scored. In NFL Street, I never fully got into it because it's the same. You've heard me rant about it before. Same how I feel about actual football. I don't see the enjoyment in it. I don't see the enjoyment in watching it. I don't see the enjoyment of playing it, personally. So, and basketball has always been the sport because it's fast paced, like how soccer was, but instead of soccer, you score a lot of points. So it feels more rewarding for all the exercise that I'm doing.
All right.
And when it comes to a video game, I'm going to want to play the one sport that I like the most.
Hey, what up, Els? How you doing, bro? All right. Rambo.
It literally just comes down to...
And listen, bro, I'm gonna keep it real fucking simple, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Them game breakers was way more fire in fucking NBA Street, dog.
3 was yo. I just want to say 3 for them game breakers.
I don't even remember the game breakers.
Both 3,
I
actually,
know
both 3's game
Mario's.
breakers was trash.
I like the Nintendo. That's why I always picked the Nintendo. The Nintendo players' game breakers were fire. All the other characters players, I ain't gonna lie, they stunk.
Oh no, I remember NBA Street. That was one where you basically jump in the air and you can do like a bunch.
And just
of, like,
move the analog stick.
Yeah.
But them jokes
Garbage.
hot.
I actually like that.
No,
I actually
both
like
three
that
Game
one.
Breakers was butt.
Number 3, I will give you that. 3, I did not like because it was bullshit. But
Street 3 and NFL, I mean NBA Street and NFL Street 3 both had trash Game
if
Breakers.
we're being honest though, the NFL Street Series Game Breakers were kind of bullshit. Because NFL Street Volume 1, you were invincible, literally invincible. You had to gang tackle somebody. 2. No, the first one it had the invincibility on where you're like more hard to tackle and shit like that. But if you had like a high tackle rating, you could usually like hinder them for a little bit so they could like slip or whatever. And then the second Game Breaker, that's when it had like a little cutscene to it, and that was kind of dope. 3, that's when they had the whole bullet pass, fucking tornado jump, and the juke and shit like that. So NFL Street definitely had the worst Game Breaker. And NBA Street definitely had the better Game Breaker as far as number 3 goes, because I actually like moving the analog stick in different directions and doing different tricks in the air with the Game Breaker. That to me was actually dope. I actually enjoyed that the most, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, them Game Breakers, man. Fire, bro.
But the one thing that both games had in common was the 4th iteration was utterly fucking garbage.
No, NBA. Wait, NFL Street didn't get a 4.
Yeah, it did.
Street did. No, Street. NBA did.
Nah, you know
what?
That,
Home court.
Nah, NFL Street actually did.
Man, hell no.
It was at a.
Talking about NFL Blitz. Talking about the tour.
Yes.
NFL tour.
That was supposed to be the 4th one.
Okay, you right. They both was trash. Cause home court stunk.
It was supposed to be.
I forgot about that game.
Listen,
home court was so bad. Other than
what you're not finna do is add home court to my nah. That's not what.
Sorry, we just did.
That game don't even.
You heard
home court.
You heard my first thing was like
home court.
All the way up
Defend
until
home
we get
court.
off of the.
Hey, listen, I can't even do it.
It's hard.
Wait,
actually, home court did have at least 2 things that were interesting that could have been done well, but they fucked it up. Was like the little double dunk shit had potential to actually be something cool, but it was unblockable, which is why it was kind of stupid. It could have been done a whole lot better, like as far as like alley-oop goes, like once you dunk it in, you could like kick it up with your legs, somebody else could come and dunk it. That would have been a dope little feature, but you know, they fucked that shit up. And the dribble mechanics, as far as like the tricks go, was a lot better in that game.
You missed one. Woo.
What you got?
You missed the most important. They had the WNBA.
That was dope too. But Diana Taurasi was fucking broken. We discussed this multiple times.
I mean, she broke in real life.
She is, but dog, you were able to shoot half courts with no issues at all. Fuck it. Like, you didn't have to time it. Like, it was just, oh, I got Taurasi, bet. Cash.
I noticed how I didn't want to bring that game up. I said all the way
Jordan
until we get off
game.
the retro console.
I still own the home court disc. I just want to let it be known.
Oh, that shit.
Because GameStop wouldn't take it, man. So I'm just.
Hold up.
You've had it all this time.
Hey, you know the game.
You've had it all this time.
Take it.
Hey, yo, back.
Hold on, wait. Let me go. Hold on, I'll be right back. Let me go find the stack of PS3 games. Hold on, I got you. Hold on.
Sorry.
I want to hear the explanation on why he has it. That's
he had it all this time because he can't do nothing with it but throw it away.
I was gonna say just throw it away. At a certain point, you ain't never gonna play it.
Or shit, nigga, get a pistol and do target practice.
Nah,
I mean that could work too.
Get your dog and play fetch with it because that's all that game was good for.
Hey,
is it okay for a dog to be chewing on a game disc?
You got to chew on it to play fetch with it.
Hey, Biggie.
It's a dog, sir.
Hey, Biggie, throw that hoe in the air. Pull.
Well, depending. For some reason, I was thinking about a GameCube disc. Definitely ain't doing that.
Man, that's a choking hazard.
Yeah, I thought I was playing.
You can't even do shot put with that.
I'm gonna tell you the list of PS3 games I still got. I got a lot. Oh my god.
I'm stuck on the fact that you have.
I got 8 2K11s, like literally.
Why?
I had little cousins, man.
Oh, they fucked it up.
MLB 2K11, that was hot. 2K14, Madden 13, Home Court, SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, NBA Live 09 and 10, Madden 12, 2K13.
Throw that away too.
2K12,
2K13, but I understand
and
why.
Madden 11.
Why do you? Have
Ooh.
Hey man.
Why?
I also, you know what I'm saying, as a bonus game, I'm gonna do a giveaway on my channel. So you know what I'm saying, subscribe.
You gonna do a giveaway on it?
I also got
right.
Star Wars the video game for PS2.
Voted.
I don't know why that's here.
Hold up, Battlefront.
No, just no Lego Star Wars. My bad.
Oh,
Fire.
fire. All right, but
I got 2K11 to 14 on PS.
I'm not gonna lie. Now that I think about it, I might have to slightly give the edge to NBA Street only because even their worst game was better than the worst game of NFL Street.
Yo,
It sounds like we won, Rambo.
I mean, I ain't
Tour
even play
ass.
Tour, so I just
I
seen
did.
videos.
K-Dog.
I didn't play it.
I did. It was
As a
garbage.
child, I knew that game sucked.
I
And like
never
you know,
wanted it.
we played
As a
like,
child,
let's be real.
you don't.
We
even-
played
you
a
just
lot
game.
of trash games when we was kids, dog.
Yeah,
And we
Somehow enjoyed it.
we thought they was
To
fun.
give you an
But
idea,
as a
I bought that
kid-
game on Monday and traded that bitch in on Wednesday.
That as a
The
kid,
fact that
bro,
you
I
kept
knew
it
that
till
game
Wednesday is
stunk.
surprising.
He had to wait till
He
somebody
couldn't
took him back
drive.
to the store.
He couldn't
Hey,
drive.
thank you, thank you. I got rid of that game
right.
the same week. It was so utterly garbage. Like at least
Oh.
home court, I took the time to at least beat it and get through to see like if anything else would happen. Granted, nothing did, and in hindsight, it was garbage. But it was more. I could at least stomach that game more than the tour because the tour was broken as well. Like,
Bruh, I took tour back and got arena football, and arena football was
hey, arena football,
Fire.
fire.
fire,
That
my
game is
nigga.
definitely fire. Because you could definitely
Arena
do late,
football
you could definitely late hit a
was
motherfucker on arena football.
hot.
You could definitely do a late hit. That shit was
Arena
greatness.
football was beyond fire, my G.
But yeah, NFL fucking tour was garbage because it was broken because it had QTEs like within the shit, and if you kept timing them, you essentially like were unguardable. So like if they were like to tackle you, and you press A at the right time or like tap A, your dude would just keep running. So like it was a whole
And the QTs were slow, like they were real easy to hit.
yeah, like it wasn't like you got hit and you had to like press this like the contact hits or like you had to anticipate the contact. It was like you got hit, the entire screen slowed down, and then it gave you an opportunity to do it. So like it wasn't in real time. I mean shit, shout out to the homie Trey, he played the damn game. You can actually see the QTEs and how slow they were. Yeah, I'm gonna have to join the NBA side, bro. I just thought about that. NFL Street, I do love it, and I did put a lot of time into it. But there's a few key factors that actually made me think about why I should probably stick with NBA Street. Granted, I had more time on NFL Street, but at least NBA Street had more memorable characters from Bonafide to Stretch to the Asian cat. I forgot his name though. I'll be honest with you. Dimes.
I know you're talking about
Fucking-
too.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, the tall Asian dude.
Yeah, Biggie Little, Bow Wow. Like that was. Come on now.
What was his name? I gotta look it up.
Hold up. I gotta Google it. Tall
I done Googled it.
Asian dude.
Rambo sounding like we won.
NBA Street.
We won the first battle.
Hey yo, I feel like we
What's
won
his
on the
name?
technicality on which game was more trash, and it just so happened. It just so happened.
Hey, Rambo.
I
Really
definitely
stunk
forgot the
up the
fourth
joint.
NFL Street game. So
Hey, Rambo. That's definitely why y'all won.
Hey, a dub's a dub,
Hey,
baby.
it is.
Facts. But hey,
No, baby, undefeated.
NFL tour. Oh my god, that game was,
It was-
awful, bro.
And Rambo played it, so he understands what I'm talking about. That game was
Yo.
god awful.
Bro, I hated that game so. Like, you ever played a game and it's so bad it literally gives you a headache?
Yep.
That is one of those games.
Like, it pisses you off because it's so
the last
bad.
game, the last two games that I played that literally gave me a headache from looking at the screen trying to play it, and I dang near became nauseous to it. Watch Dogs, the first one, Agents of Mayhem. Games stink. Absolutely stink.
By the way, K-Dog, Takashi, that was his name.
of course.
6ix9ine.
I hate you so. I knew I was gonna remember it. I knew I was not gonna remember it at all. All right, round one goes to the NBA Street team.
Hey.
Stupid NFL tour.
All because of NFL tour. All because of NFL tour. Because I'd have been alright with just the 3.
Tour stinks,
But because I know it would not have been fair for me to not bring those games up. It wouldn't have been fair.
No, you're right.
Because I played
cannot change.
But shit was
Come
garbage.
on, man.
Now, let's go ahead and get on to one that I'm pretty sure this is actually the most interesting, or one of the most interesting ones for today. Actually, we're gonna start off with the sleeper, and then we're gonna start off with the heavy hitter. I mean, end with the heavy hitter. Fight Night or UFC?
Shit, that's not even close.
You said Fight Night. Everybody going to Fight Night, right? No.
Yeah, that's all Fight Night, bro. Like it's not even a conversation yet. I'm gonna be honest.
Hey, yo,
I
Fight Night took more skill to be good at. I'm sorry.
I barely played either of these, but I definitely remember having more fun playing.
You saying Fight Night didn't take more skill than spamming buttons in UFC?
That means you don't know how to play the game. Because I can tell you right now, if you actually learn the ground game in UFC, it takes skill.
No. We're talking about UFC games when the Fight Night was still coming out. We ain't talking about now.
Well, I'm talking about. That's why I'm saying the franchise as a whole.
Yeah, he's talking about
that's
as a whole.
that's not fair.
Now you know why. You know why it's fair, because you can
dead.
still compare Fight Night Legends to the UFC games today, and I still agree that Fight Night is the better game. But to say that they don't require skill, that's why I'm like, nah.
No. I said Fight Night required more skill than UFC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I disagree with that only because UFC has multiple elements that you actually have to learn. You can try to spam buttons all you want to. You'll get fucked up by somebody who actually plays the game.
I was about to say, because if you go out there just spamming swings, somebody's gonna realize it's very simple concept already for someone who doesn't really play fighting games like that. Nigga, if you gonna come out swinging, I'll just let you tire yourself out.
Facts. But yeah, I definitely had to choose Fight Night. I just put this up there just to throw it out there to see if anybody.
All right, so Fight Night 1. All right.
Listen. Even if you do it as a whole, Fight Night put out way better quality games in a generation with less power, less functionality, less innovation than UFC has, with better consoles and everything. Nah, bro, I'm
so I'm gonna ask y'all this then.
They could never put out a UFC game, and I would have been fine in my life.
How about see y'all ain't played WWE games, so never mind.
Yeah,
y'all did. I stay out of this one.
I did.
Now for this one, okay. Now I don't know who's in the rules or not, but I'm specifically comparing in the same era of games, the UFC games of PS3 and PS2 versus WWE.
Hold up, if you specifically say it, then all right, we could do that then. We'll do that then. So I said WWE games back then versus UFC games back then.
Still not close.
WWE.
Still not close. It's still not close.
Because
they have voice active story modes, dog.
UFC definitely did have good games with the Xbox 360 version with the second and third one. I put hours into those games, like literal hours, and the customization was definitely better than the customization that's in there now. But that's because like of the whole dealings that UFC has now, which is like Reebok and I think Giants or something like that, whatever the energy drink is. Because back then, with like the UFC 3 and 2, you were able to fully customize like your player banner. Like, you know, they have like their flag in the back or whatever. You're able like to fully customize and have multiple sponsors, which would increase like your players' popularity and shit like that. Like UFC, the older ones actually did have good shit within the game, but because of, you know, whatever Dana White decided to do with...
Did y'all play the career modes back then? No career modes. I mean, they got mad repetitive.
They were hot.
That's why
it was hot. It was hot.
Okay, well, I'm talking about UFC, like UFC Undefeated.
UFC? Oh, no.
They were good, but the problem was once you once you beat your rival or whatever, it just kept on being like the same 3 to 4
fighters. Like train, fight. Oh, they got a championship match a year later.
Because when you fought heavyweight or whatever, like Frank Mir was the champion at the time, I think of UFC 2 or 3. So once you beat him, which by the way, they made him bullshit on purpose.
Of course.
They did. Because he's a submission specialist or whatever, but even if he had like a high like defensive like takedown rating, for whatever reason he was able to bypass that shit. So like he basically had like to fight for your life on the ground to like get up or at least get a dominant position to beat his ass, or you had to fight him like head up. Like you remember Frank Mir was bullshit, but
I mean he was. I don't
remember.
To be honest with you, you know who had the more BS boss fight?
Who? Frost.
Fight Night. Isaac in Frost, dog.
Oh, you couldn't get hit the whole fight?
You couldn't get hit after the
You couldn't
for the
get hit
first
for the
3 rounds.
entire first, like, I think it was like first 3 rounds, dog. He could not. If he hit you, it was a GG for you.
It was 3, and then they also had to fight with when you broke your hand, so you can only fight your left.
Him, and then the dude that was a complete knockout artist. Like, if he hit you with one, and I mean one haymaker,
You're going
night night.
Or
Night.
there's a dude who you couldn't punch in the body, and he had a weak body.
Like, bro, Fight Night was the ultimate BS. I was finna make some. I was finna eat some cake.
The thing about UFC though that was good but kind of irritating was it actually did challenge you to like learn the game, because I don't know how many of you like actually follow UFC at the time. Like a lot, I kind of fell off. I'm not even gonna hold. But at the time, if you were to fight Chuck Liddell, you know he's gonna stand up with you the whole fight. He's not really gonna take you to the ground like that, right?
Kick your teeth in and punch your teeth in the whole time too.
But if you were to try to fight Rampage Jackson, he'll clinch. He will clinch the shit out of you.
He put you in that triangle, CGG.
Hey, and he will knock you the fuck out from the clinch. So it actually
put you in.
Yeah, I can't
Bro.
yeah.
Here's the thing. That's why the game was actually good. That's why I say UFC is slept on. They just need to get it done right. Because they have potential.
He put you in a clinch. It is G.
But that's why the game was dope though, because you actually had to learn different matchups. Like you actually had to pay attention. Because you can't just go
you had to be aware
to fight everybody differently.
Yeah, you can't go in fighting Forrest Griffin, who is a wrestler or whatever, then try to put that same thing at, like against a George St. Pierre, who's an all-around fighter who will beat your ass standing up or choke you the fuck out. Like, or Anderson Silva, who you think, you know, oh, he's gonna, you know, punch, kick, and swing, and you find out, oh shit, nigga, I'm getting choked the fuck out. Like, that's why I love that game. Like, that's why I love that series as a whole. Like, granted, they kind of fell off a little bit here and there, but they still at least put out some products that I could actually get behind. That's like, I still like UFC 3, even though it makes me rage from time to time. I can still like play from time to time and enjoy it because I can see what they could do. It's just they're just not fully executing with it. Because like the ground game, I feel like is like the biggest problem with those games. It's just the ground shit. Because granted, while some of it is timing and like reading movements, some of that shit is just bad animations where you can't tell. But all that to say, yeah, Fight Night definitely would have to get the win out of this. But UFC, I feel like they had the potential to do it. They just need to just get their shit together. Like if they were able to make a compelling story, like how Fight Night did with the I forgot buddy name. Can one of y'all tell me?
Who?
What?
The main character on Fight Night.
I forgot what his name was.
I ain't gonna hold you on yeah.
Hold on, that's gonna piss me off.
Him, yeah, him though, yeah, be him.
That
Yeah, if they could
facts, that nigga.
If they could do something like that, but you know, like UFC and shit like that, then UFC could actually be better. All things considered.
Okay, if we talking about career modes, let me just say, can we start building these sports game story modes for multiple playthrough, like branching storylines to like one linear story?
Mm-hmm.
Please.
You asking for something that would cost them more money in the long run. They're not doing it.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I mean, UFC definitely has the ability for you to like not become a champion. We've seen it with Ricky's playthrough. Like you can not become a champion.
But like, yeah, for example, WWE, the one that Chase played, it had 2 storylines, I think, and like an extra story mode where you couldn't create your own character. And those stories were long, actually. Like accounting for all the cutscenes and stuff too, and everything was fully voice acted too, which I think was dope.
By the way, Andre Bishop, that was his name. I knew it was last.
Yeah, now I remember. Man, got beasted in the showers.
That boy look like Lincoln Clay.
Lincoln Clay.
Low key, I almost said Lincoln. All right,
but
I was gonna quote a scene from Mafia 3, but you know that ain't.
What you gonna quote? Lincoln.
You must be the.
I knew it.
I hate you.
Man,
he said the same thing. He said, "Nah, same thing, bro." Things you hate to see. That's one of them, bro.
Oh, this scene was hilarious and savage.
He blew that nigga head off too. Bang, dead.
All right.
It's just hilarious. I didn't have to even quote the whole thing. I just had to say, "You must be the," and y'all all knew what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hush your lips, damn it.
Oh, that's why I stopped there.
That joke was hilarious, dog.
It really was, though.
Oh boy,
I would
shit.
download that game just to see that part. I ain't gonna hold you.
Did I ever mention that I never finished that game because my game glitched when I bought it on PS4? I bought it as soon as it came out. I never finished it
What happened?
because
I
I couldn't progress through a mission.
No, like what was like the glitch? Like did the character?
Somebody
Couldn't
didn't
progress.
spawn it or something. Yes, like something didn't spawn.
Yep, I heard about that one.
Yeah,
I,
the game. I just watched Chase.
I got bored. I ain't gonna lie. Them doing the same missions over and over again.
I was about to
It
say
just bored the hell out
I
of
did notice with Chase's
Yeah.
walkthrough of it, like he skipped the entire pretty much middle part and go straight to the next.
Listen,
having to
mission.
find
he
the
skipped
phone
through
boxes
it,
in every
and all
district.
you seen was him punching a dude in the face with a knife to his throat, and then you see the next cutscene start. Like,
Speaking of which,
them,
let's go ahead and take that tangent real quick. I want to go ahead and unpack that shit.
That game was very cutscene based, like Kingdom Hearts.
So not even
Yeah,
well,
that
not even
was the
so
whole-
much as like that game specifically. I'm talking about like repetitiveness in general. Like
Doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah, I think what gets misconstrued is like when we say you're doing the same thing is more so like how blatantly obvious it is.
Yeah.
Like,
Where it's literally the same.
like it was literally the same mission.
Yeah,
like it's not like it's a different type of version of that same thing.
Like a remix.
Yeah, like it'd
It's
be
the
like
exact-
they pretty much had 3 different missions. And
Yo,
then,
and what's
Yeah, like
crazy,
3 mission types.
it
Yeah,
would be in the same place. Like you would go to like meet one of the racket boss or something like that, or
Right.
you going to steal money or damage some shit. It's in the same fucking type warehouse with the exact same layup as every single other freaking mission that you do.
Right.
Or you run down the street and you go down the back alley and you got to sneak into this house and kill dude real quick and then sneak out. It's like that in every freaking mission, bro. Like, come on, man. Like,
I will say that they probably spent more time with cutscenes and actual story than they did on gameplay.
dog, the DLC was better than the actual game.
That has been a thing before too. I forgot what other game did that shit.
Grand Theft Auto.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't remember. It was on the tip of my tongue. But that's I think that's something like that kind of gets fucked up, like and blurred between the lines. It's like when we say like it's the same thing. It's not so much as like the game mission type being the same thing in the sense of like, you know, you're gonna run to like the same type mission. It's literally impossible. There's only some ways you can flip, protect this.
We are used to playing the same mission.
Yeah, it's just like we're kind of adjusted to it or whatever. But it's like kind of when it's like blatant and like in a story-based game, like Destiny. Granted, while it is story-based, it's a looter shooter at its core. So it's kind of obvious that you're gonna run to like the same shit. But like with a game like Mafia, they definitely could have taken that shit in multiple different routes to like the same, you know, kill this dude here, go here type things. Like if you're gonna do same mission types, you could at least remix them and make them somewhat interesting or have some type of twist. Like hell, giving people options within certain mission types makes it somewhat different and somewhat refreshing. So maybe you could go kill this dude, maybe not. Maybe we can just kidnap the motherfucker. I'm sorry, I need more kidnapping in games, by the way, but I ain't gonna talk about that too much.
Do some
you
shit
know what's
like
crazy?
GTA's,
You must have GTA 4. No, GTA 4 was good at that with the story.
Oh yeah, because you can choose not.
GTA 4 story was
somebody.
real good at doing that. Yep.
Yeah, all they was missing was a sync.
Yeah.
You did that, man. You did that.
I mean,
I was about to say they could do like how it was like when we were doing the Diamond Casino Heist GTA,
Yep.
where certain things would change throughout the mission if you didn't do everything.
Wait. Before you finish that, log in to Grand Theft Auto again. It's another meal.
Put it up on PC.
Hey, hold up.
Hang on.
Unplug this, yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, chat. But that's I just wanted to just unpack that a little bit because that shit kind of gets annoying. Like we know that games run to like the same mission type. It's literally impossible for it to be new every fucking time without spending an incredible and immense amount of money. Our whole thing is at least make it somewhat refreshing within doing the same mission, which is actually possible.
Kill everybody, but this guy is super strong. Please, at least that. Not just kill everybody.
Right. Or shit.
Make one of them just like OP for no reason.
Right, just something.
Facts.
Just something at the very least. Like, it's possible. It's definitely possible. But let's go ahead and get into the last one at hand. I ain't gonna hold you this
Y'all
one.
already know what side I'm gonna be on. Don't try to take my side.
Hey, that's
What's the last one?
The last one is Need for Speed versus Midnight Club.
Well, everybody picking Midnight Club, right? I know Woo picking Midnight Club.
Huh?
Woo picking Need for Speed. I don't know what she's talking about.
Huh?
I'm definitely
wait.
Hey, because I know why you did that. Because I know why you did that.
Need for Speed versus Midnight Club.
Speaking of which, you realize, like, no bullshit, I actually got a comment on that video, I think, like 2 days ago.
That video stay in my recommended, man.
Motherfuckers is still commenting on that video, but, yeah, big Need for Speed. Biggie, I'm going to go ahead and let you make the opening statement because I think you're the only Midnight Club person.
No.
I tried to play Need for
Midnight Club
Speed
too.
and my game didn't work. It was no problem with my Xbox. It was no problem with TV. It was the game just didn't work, man. I was on the first mission. When you racing for the pink slip at the beginning. I got to the bridge. Fell through. I was like, all right, maybe it's just this time. Let me restart my game. Try it again. Same shit happened. You know, got through talking, seen the chick. You know, they started the race, got to the bridge. Fell through. All right, you know, I'm getting a little annoyed. I'll try this again tomorrow. Went through the whole process again, seeing the nigga talking about the pink slip, seeing the chick, you know, started the race, got to the bridge, fell through. Like, all right, so they just don't want me to play this game. Went back to Midnight Club. One thing I'll say that I will contest this at all times. Why I like Midnight Club over Need for Speed. Midnight Club, I remember being online and everyone had, like, you could mod that game on Xbox 360 and actually have, like, fully customized, like, vehicles the way you want them to look, like glow in the dark shit and everything. That shit was lit because you go. What did I have? Mario. I don't even know if that's still around. I remember Mario. Yeah. I had Mario and
We've been hacking this game.
Oh yeah, we was big hacking. You know, he had the little USB drive that had a couple megabytes on it because back
you had to have a USB stick. Facts. 500 megabytes. You in there?
Right.
So you in there for everything. You know, everything wasn't like 95 gigs, like Call of Duty.
Yo, y'all know what's crazy? Our PS2 memory cards was like 32 gigabytes. Megabytes.
And felt everything.
It held everything and then some. Man, it's a lot of storage.
You know what?
You had six profiles and shit, 32 different games on that whole.
Hey, you know why? Because back then you didn't have to install games; you just had to put the disc in.
Yeah, just register off the disc. You're right.
Yeah, now you have to. No matter if you buy the disc or not, the disc is pretty much just your key, your password.
Here you go.
Like, either way, you're gonna have to download the whole 100 gigs of Call of Duty or Red Dead.
All right, Rambo.
But
my fault.
I wasn't done there. Also, just for Midnight Club LA. That community stayed around for so long. I remember I played that game, I think for 3-4 years. That community stayed around. The longest I'd ever seen a community stay on one game on console. That game was great to me. And that whole series was amazing. I remember my sister was not big on video games. And she played Midnight Club. She played the shit out of Midnight Club. I used to have to try to get her off the game because I wanted to play.
Let your little brother play.
Great series. Definitely a great series. I will not attest to that.
Let your little brother play.
So Biggie pretty much covered everything except one thing. And this one thing pretty much outdoes anything as far as this
let me know
when
what
it comes
I
to
forgot,
underground. Man, we're not going to act like Need for Speed Underground compared to freaking Midnight Club. That soundtrack was buns, dog. Midnight Club had all the heat.
Midnight Club definitely had all the fire shit.
Every single riding down the street to 50 Cent. Come on, man.
Fuck that. I remember I went back on the little emulator, was playing Midnight Club Dub Edition.
Yeah.
House real big.
Hey.
Car.
Yeah.
Dick real big, everything real big. My bad.
Like,
I'm sorry,
come on,
we
but,
ain't
like,
not
you-
gonna do that part. I'm sorry,
You
that's the best part of the
you
song.
had to be riding down the street in an Escalade listening to that song.
By
dog.
the way-
a white
As
Escalade
soon as you
with
heard
By the way,
32 rims.
there's a
on.
reason why on the thumbnail this Midnight Club Dub Edition Remix 3, because that's my all-time favorite one. I picked that on purpose.
Dog. Soon as you hear them keys, oh yeah.
Yo,
You're like, yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. Like,
Also, I didn't realize how
he popped.
how not kid friendly that soundtrack actually was, but our parents were just
That's a
okay with it.
And
They ain't
Yo,
care who I'm
they
bothering
definitely-
them.
Pippin,
I was
don't
about
put
to-
your fingers on my glass.
we
They
really
definitely
forget,
had Franklin.
Hey, yo,
we
fact.
really forget like the things that our parents would do to get us to shut up and leave them alone. Yeah.
They would tell us to go outside and not come back in the house. They didn't care where we went. Just don't be in the house.
Yeah,
Hey, unless you
your
they gave
parents
you
ever
one
give
rule:
you your
stay
parents
where I
ever
can
give
see
you
you, or
money.
don't go
Your
past.
parents ever
this.
give you money in the store just so you can get the hell out there.
Yep.
You're like, I
Hey,
didn't even
Big,
do
you
nothing
forgot,
today.
you forgot the biggest rule. Better be in this house before the street lights come on. That was your.
Oh
biggest
yeah,
rule.
most definitely.
That was
That's
the
it.
biggest rule.
All the time they wanted to
It
see
was
you in the
that?
house. Again.
It was that, or like I lived in a cul-de-sac. Do not go past the corner of this cul-de-sac. Do not go past that block. You can go this far. Go any farther, I beat your ass.
But if you think about it, cul-de-sac, you got plenty of room anyway. So it's like, nigga, I don't
But the thing was, there was the school. There was a school close to our house that had a basketball court. I could never go because it was farther than the corner.
All right, good points. What's going on, Jeffrey? How you doing, Mike?
Jeffrey, what up, my guy?
K-Dog?
Him?
Whose side you on?
I said, you can pick whichever side. You can be Need for Speed if you want. You can be Midnight Club if you want.
You
Going
already know
Midnight
where I
Club,
lie.
man. Midnight Club was for
Club.
niggas, bro. I'm sorry.
All right.
So we'll use on your own.
Hey, but that's all right, though. Know what I'm saying? But K-Dog, explain your point.
Midnight Club was for niggas. I'm a nigga, so here we are.
I
mean,
hate
very
you
simple.
so much.
I mean, very
Yeah,
simple,
I
but
know.
can you argue with that, Will?
Like, you really can't. And then we're talking about K-Dog, so like, you really can't argue.
I mean, all right. I hate him. I hate him so much, but at least I guess
I ain't lie though.
It's a valid point.
Whatever. By the
Go ahead,
way,
we'll
for
make
those,
your
y'all,
rebuttal.
for those of y'all who are just pulling up in here, whenever we do go live doing this, I suggest that y'all get here early so that we can be a part of this as well. Because it's an entire community experience. But anyway, I'm going Need for Speed all day, every day, 10 times a week. Because utterly love the damn game. Playing the shit at the arcade was fun as hell. Playing it at the arcade is actually what made me buy the original Need for Speed Underground. Literally. Because you had... well, first off, I fuck with the soundtrack. But second off, that initial, like, first race that you did was fun as shit. And on top of that, little quick tidbit or whatever, one of the girls I used to mess with at the time or whatever really started fucking with me because I was good at that game. So yes, there's a little bit of bias in that as well. We ain't gonna get into that story. As far as games go, Need for Speed Underground 1 was dope. Customization was an immense amount of fun, even though it did take a minute to get certain body kits. Underground 2 was definitely fire because you had the ability to pull up on like street racers that were in the game. And basically like just race them like on the freeway or like to like a red light to red light type shit, which is fun. As well as my personal all-time favorite, Most Wanted.
Trash. I couldn't play it once again.
I say you just mad 'cause you just couldn't play it, but I'm telling you, get the emulator
Fuck that game.
and get
Yo,
right.
Majin Buu is cheating.
But
Back to what you were saying.
Midnight Club, definitely a good game now. But Most Wanted, incredible fun, different races, race pink slips, customization was dope. Getting chased by the police and then crashing into a donut shop so a donut crushes them motherfuckers was too much fun. Losing the police in of itself in that game was an event and an immense amount of fun because you wanted to have them on you for as long as possible. And if you had them on you for as long as possible, they would eventually start driving Lambos and shit, chasing you. which made it that much more difficult, but that much more fun.
Dog, he's cheap.
And then when you get to Need for Speed Carbon, you're, you know, racing down mountains and shit like that. Like, the Need for Speed franchise has done a lot for me. And it's actually got you know, my clout level up every now and again, apparently. So, Need for Speed...
Niggas still comment. Stop commenting on that video, goddamn it. He got newer videos.
Y'all niggas comment,
Hey.
but don't y'all niggas comment, but ain't in the streams though. Where y'all at though?
But most definitely, Need for Speed for me. Need for Speed all day. Like, but yeah, motherfuckers still comment to this day on on one of my oldest like YouTube videos, by the way. Like when I was just doing this shit, people still comment on it. So I can't help but love it. Need for Speed done got me some cheeks, done got me some views, and it's entertained me for years. So Need for Speed for me, baby.
I wish I got cheeks off Midnight Club, man. That's bullshit. I call hacks.
He said, nigga, what?
I call hacks, man. Fuck it.
What was
Gotta
dope?
call something.
What was dope about the Need for Speed arcade system, though, and I remember this, was that you could like pay like I think like extra like $1 or $2, and you could get a card. So like you can keep whatever car that you had in the damn arcade.
Oh yeah, the little numbers to give out.
Yep.
You write the numbers down. You type the code in.
Yep, and then you
Keep your
that-
progress and all that.
Yep, that shit was dope. I used to do that shit. I had at least 2 or 3 of them cards for no fucking reason. I could have just kept the one, but I had like 3 of them shits. So I'm definitely on the side of Need for Speed. I might be the lone wolf in this one, but I'm okay with it.
Do you want to go ahead and give your rebuttal first since you're the lone wolf?
Oh, my biggest rebuttal to like just all that. My biggest gripe with the Midnight Club shit that pissed me off was the abilities. It was a double-edged sword for me. It was one of those things like
I love the ability.
It was fun when I do it, but when it happens to me, nigga, that and the Dub Edition remix, those races were utter bullshit.
This nigga right here.
They were
I mean,
utter
you're
bullshit.
not wrong. You're not wrong. But they were still fun.
I'll say Biggie, what you got? Because you know they were bullshit. You'd have
They
the
were still
fastest
fun.
car. You'd have the fastest car available to you, and getting smoked by 240 OSX. Bitch,
Hey, you know what you did? I never played them races clean. Them races right there, fuck that. You getting flipped into the train, nigga. Every time. Fuck you. I'm winning this.
You
And I'm
different.
taking your car. And I'm taking your car after. nigga.
like, I hated it. I utterly hated that shit.
I already told you my gripe. What was y'all gripes with Need for Speed?
They weren't made for niggas, man.
Rambo, can you give us some more fleshed out rebuttal, please?
Please.
Because I already said mine, so there's no point in me repeating what I already said.
Y'all acting like I lied.
But wait. Are we still trying to sell Woo on this neat on
we have to do the rebuttal, man, until somebody wins.
Hey, listen,
Well,
man.
essentially, I already won because I'm by myself, anyways.
That ain't how it work, nigga. That ain't how it work. You fighting a losing battle right now.
I don't give a fuck.
That ain't how shit work. Just because LeBron by himself.
The one thing, me
originally.
personally, I feel like the mission structure was a lot funner in Midnight Club than it was in Need for Speed. I feel like Need for Speed. The one thing that it had over Dub Edition was probably the sounds of the cars were way
I
better.
was about to say, I think that game was more realistic.
Yeah, that game was extremely way more realistic. They had a Best Buy in there, yeah.
Yeah, but at the
Best
same
Buy.
time, you have to remember our age, nigga. I'm not looking for realistic.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you know.
I'll give you that to an extent, but at the same time, my cousin was big into what was that? Gran Turismo or whatever. I could never get into it. It was too realistic for me. So Need for Speed was the next best.
Gran Turismo was too realistic. That's what nobody liked thinking. Sorry.
That's what I'm saying. Like when you're a kid, you don't want super. Yeah, I want to say when you're a kid, stuff like that. It's like, yo, I'm not here for this. I want to have fun.
Well, that's why I like the Need for Speed franchise. It was like the closest thing.
I was not trying to shift gears at 10.
That's why I like the Need for Speed franchise. Like it was like the next best thing as far as like getting as close to realism and racing. In comparison to like the Gran Turismo, I genuinely could not get into it. Like, granted, if I'm at the arcade, I know how to drive stick now, but like if I'm at the arcade, I'm definitely doing manual because you go faster any fucking ways. But at the time, I couldn't stand Gran Turismo. But as far as Need for Speed goes, I was like, oh, this is a turbo. This does this. Like I was kind of learning shit.
It's simple, but still.
Yeah, it was simple, but it was still more real than Midnight Club to me. I had more fun doing that because I felt better about myself.
I definitely can get that because they definitely had a ability in Midnight Club. You busted everyone's window.
The fucking roar.
Threw them off the road.
The roar. Yeah.
I love that ability. That shit was great. Then get the fuck away from my car.
All right, y'all deliberate real quick. I gotta let my old lady in the house. Yeah, hold up.
We all already agree.
Yeah.
So we agree that Wu lost. We gonna let him know that he lost when he get back.
Yeah.
I bet. So chat, if anybody wants to give their experiences on either of these games, now would be the time. Is there anybody in the chat? Like either of y'all two in there?
I'm dead. Hold on. Let me send y'all the whole tweet.
But back to the matter at hand.
Look at both tweets, dog.
So will we have agreed that that you lost?
I've been said that. Like I can't be convinced to go to Midnight Club. Like I'm sorry, I still enjoy playing Need for Speed. That's not to say that Midnight Club is a bad game or a bad franchise in any way, shape, or form. Like I've enjoyed literally all the games. My favorite one is still Double Edition 3 remix. Like it's still my favorite, even though it's like one of the most bullshit ones. Because Biggie knows the Double Edition races. Yeah, fuck that game. But Need for Speed, I just had more fun with it, and I actually like the customization more in Need for Speed than in Midnight Club, personally.
I still say Midnight Club had more of it.
Like literally bar none. I'm sorry, Need for Speed. My only problem is as time progressed, Need for Speed got progressively worse. Like,
so if we're talking about them as a whole, how do you feel about it? Right?
I still pick Need for Speed regardless though, because for as bad as they get, as far as like maybe like gameplay and shit, the customization and shit is always there for me. It's still always there.
Yeah, and
to be fair,
Need for Speed is still coming out with games. Like
I was about to say, to be fair, they are still coming out with games.
Some of them shouldn't really come out, but
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, if Midnight Club came out with a game, I think they'd steal a lot of Need for Speed's audience.
Boy,
I mean, they would because it would actually bring out the best in like the Need for Speed side too. If you really think about it,
because they'd actually have to try.
Yeah, like granted, I've heard nothing bad about the newest Need for Speed. Granted, I'm probably actually gonna cop that shit after this is over. I've heard nothing bad about it. Like literally, I haven't heard not one bad thing, and I've seen some of the cars that people have made. Like Block has been like sharing like his pictures like that he's actually made. Dog, I actually want to play the game now. So there are a lot of L's in the series. You know, Payback was garbage. That one that they had, Payback was the one where you're driving across the fucking United States. That shit was fucking...
Oh, that game was terrible. Oh my goodness.
Oh, nobody
wants to do all that.
Need for Speed Payback. That was the fucking knockoff Fast and Furious. The one I'm thinking of is Need for Speed.
Hot Pursuit or whatever. Some Pursuit.
No.
Oh my god, that game stinks.
No. It was one like where you were like a cop or some shit like that. You were like,
I think that's
what you're talking about.
Am I thinking of the wrong one?
I think we're all like on like the same track. But it's Undercover, for fuck's sake.
Undercover. There we go.
That game
remember the name.
stunk so bad.
Puke.
That game actually, when I had my Xbox, that's the game that actually gave me the Red Ring of Death. No bullshit. That's the game that I got the Red Ring of Death.
There you go.
But yeah,
I mean, I ain't played, so I ain't get one.
yeah, it was garbage. But Need for Speed Heat, I'm definitely probably gonna copy. I could expect some content from me on that. Need for Speed, the one that I rage quit. Even though I did rage quit, the customization in that game was fire. That's why I played it so much, because I love the customization in the game. Payback, god awful. Rivals, god awful. Most Wanted, the reboot, awful. The Run, trash. Shift, trash. Hot Pursuit, that was actually pretty fun. Pro Street was dookie because they decided, oh, we had success with Need for Speed Most Wanted and Carbon. Let's go away from the entire series that makes Need for Speed Need for Speed. Let's go ahead and put you on a racetrack. No
Carbon
bullshit.
was the last one I liked.
Well, I could have just bought Forza.
Nigga, literally. Hey, no bullshit. It went from, cause think about it like this. This was their track record or whatever. Like, as far as like Need for Speed goes, like they had like the OG Need for Speed on PlayStation and PC. Cause that's where I played the original like Need for Speed, which was on my grandfather's computer, right? So when we get to like the PS2 era, we have Need for Speed Underground, fire. Underground 2, fire. Most Wanted, the GOAT in my opinion. Carbon, fire. How do we follow it up? Pro Street, you're on a racetrack. You know what all those games had in common? At some point, at some point you're running from the police, which made it fun. And on top of that, the customization in Pro Street had to be like probably the worst that the game has ever seen. Literally. But I stand by my own as far as Need for Speed goes. I'm okay with that. I still love the franchise, even though it has hurt me dearly from time to time.
Don't worry, you can go down in flames with.
I definitely will, but that's all right. I'm saying I almost went down in flames with Tony Hawk, but that's for a different debate that we're gonna have later. Make sure y'all don't miss that one. That was about to be.
If we did that debate, I'm pretty sure we'd all be on the same side still.
You think it's gonna be
which series?
You think it's gonna be neat? Well, I'm gonna tell you off.
Tony Hawk versus who?
I'm telling you off camera. But
just so in case you tell us and then we're like, nigga, we all agree, we can keep that one off.
No, it's not gonna be like
you better not say Tony Hawk versus Skate.
Are you high off your ass? Can you let me just do what I was going to do off camera before you start guessing, please and thank you?
Not.
Anyway,
right now who we going with, brother?
Thank y'all for pulling up and catching the what we gonna call this? Run those game wars or some shit like that, or game wars?
Yeah, game wars.
Yeah, we gonna do game wars. All right. Appreciate it coming through. I'm gonna try to get I'm gonna go ahead and get the previous episode of the podcast up sometime this week, as well as this one will be available on all platforms: Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, Anchor, all that good stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this shit. It was fun doing this, and we definitely gonna have more games to go through. But I'm trying to keep this as condensed as possible, that we don't have like a 3-hour fucking podcast. That's for the regular podcast,
which we can do.
Ooh, I think I know what you're gonna say.
We gonna fuck with y'all. Right. We out.